Hello, hello, happy Monday. Oh Lord, Cedric.
What?
See, that's not love. That's not black love right there. See that?
What you talking
Look
about?
what you said, babe. We go through this every Monday. I mean, when I say every Monday,
What you want
every
me to do? The
single
chairs
month.
are side by side, honey.
Get closer to me.
I can't.
Love me.
I can't.
Come on in the room. Even when Cedric acting up. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor. He writes out all of my scriptures. He brings all of my medicine in the room. You gonna act right today? It's in the room.
Room.
Or you won't act right to save your life. Y'all come on in. We got a good topic. We got a great
See if you can. Can you see me?
No, I'm telling you, get your butt in the camera. You're so aggravated.
I'm in the camera. That's you.
I'm in the camera.
First of
Boy,
all,
I tell you, I
thing
can't
over
deal
here.
with you. I can't deal with
Bring it
y'all.
down there, girl. Right there. Right there.
So happy Monday. Happy Monday. Come on in and share it to your page. Let somebody know that you are in the building. We got a wonderful guest. I know we didn't put this up ahead of time. You know, black people don't always do right, but pray for us, huh? Pray our strength in the Lord. That's what my dad always said. Pray my strength in the Lord. So
okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm in there.
I see Cedric Heights talking about Richmond Heights, Florida. Why?
Yo!
Freddie Fillmore from Apopka, Florida.
Apopka?
What they call it now? APK?
AP kills them.
Oh Lord, APK. Wait till Dana get in here talking about APK. Y'all come on in the room. We're gonna talk about fire. Let us know when you're here. Let us know where you from, what set you claim. I remember I said, what set you claim? Jerry was like, no, not that set you claim. I was like, Jerry, it was a joke. It wasn't real. Like, we ain't in LA. Not the real set. Not the real set you claim. Not that set.
It's your hood.
Yes. Where you
where you grew up.
Like, I'm Dimitri Holmes, Florida.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Whatever.
Everybody trying to copy our Richmond Heights.
Come on in. Tell us where you from. I'm gonna share this to your page. I'm gonna share it to mine.
Lake Man.
Lake Man Estates.
No,
okay.
Yeah, well.
It is Lake Man Estates.
Well, Lake Man Project, either one.
Well, honey, I'm sorry,
baby.
As you know, as you always talk about me, you know I ain't from no projects. Boo. Mm-hmm. Get your life. He be jealous, Daddy. He be jealous.
I got it.
I'm trying to get this message post. Hey, hon, how are you? Hello, Michelle. How's your Monday? I couldn't talk just then. I was like, hello, Michelle.
I know. What's going on, Michelle?
It's a great show tonight. Y'all come on in. We talk about fatherhood tonight. And I'm going to bring on this wonderful guest.
We got to get us a camera or something. The computer thing ain't working.
Baby, no matter what we get in, you don't get in it.
You're unprepared.
We're not doing this tonight without guests on here. I'm going to tell you. We have a wonderful guest tonight. I think he is amazing. I love him. I love him. I love him. He was my first love. My first love. When Michelle say it's good, huh? How are you guys? Hope all has been well. I'm sure it's what I'm gonna say. Yes. Yeah. So my first love. My husband called him Big Head. Yeah. He don't do it to his face. We call him Big Head. I'm gonna bring on my daddy, Pastor Fillmore. Hey, Daddy.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good. Call him that to his face. Say it to his face, Daddy.
I call you Big Head too.
Say it to his face, Cedric.
We in front of company.
Oh, wait. So you gonna talk about him behind his back?
We in front of the company.
You know what? Don't do that.
It's company.
So how are you doing on this wonderful Monday afternoon, Pastor?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fine, and I'm pleased to be on your show.
Well, I'm proud to have you. I don't think you've been on here before.
I don't think so.
You've been hiding from us.
I watched a portion of something one time, but I think
you've been on here.
Yeah, not as a guest. No.
Look, yeah, Phyllis to my hello, Daddy.
Hey, Miss Phyllis.
Listen.
I think you watched the Men Show that time when Jerry and all them was on there.
Yeah, we've had some good old conversations now on here. So now we got the OG.
Triple OG.
Oh, you said OG, triple OG?
Triple OG.
So we give everybody a few minutes to come on in the room and say hello to us. Because we are having a discussion. Father's Day was yesterday. How was your Father's Day, Dad?
It was great. I got good gifts and good eating.
Good eating.
We had good.
Look, good eating that I could partake in.
Oh man.
But look, them 12 pounds make it be all right though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Look, them 12 pounds make it so you know what? I think I'm gonna be all right.
Right. Don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it. But my wonderful sister Tanja decided to bless all of the men and the fathers of our family and cook dinner for them, which first of all is a blessing because I am on a little strict program right now. So not having to cook, and my husband, she asked all the men what kind of meat they wanted because they know my husband real funny acting and picking. He don't eat chicken on the bone. He don't eat pork chop. Act like he Muslim, all this mess. You know, what's wrong with the boy? He look like a Muslim, but he don't want to eat no pork chop.
I gotta do what my stomach tells me to do.
So, Cedric, how was your Father's Day?
It was good.
So what happened to you? Well, yours started the night before.
Yeah, I like your dad said, good eats. Got me a couple of peasants. And I ate some more on Father's Day.
So your kids took you Friday. One of the children took him to dinner Friday night. Right. It's quite hilarious. Sean wanted to take him to dinner Friday night, but then when Cedric was ordering stuff, Sean looking over there, you could see Sean's face looking at and trying to add it up.
Tabulating his head.
I was like, Sean, I got the appetizer and the dessert, honey.
You got a drink, you got an appetizer.
Because you know he got with a cheesecake factory. But the look on Sean's face was distress. You hear me?
But that was hilarious.
Yes, it was.
He was counting, boy. He was looking.
But he didn't say nothing. But I could look on his face. I said, I got the rest of it. Hey, Frankie, how was your Father's Day, Frankie? So, I said, Sean, I got the other stuff, you know. And then Chanel took him to breakfast Sunday morning. Right. So it was good. It was chill too. It was really nice. I know, you know, back in the day, you used to want everything to be action packed. Now you just like, I don't mind just hanging out, chilling, like have with the family, just have a good time. Yeah. That was a good thing. So I've been watching a lot of little series now on fatherhood, and that's what prompted this conversation because we talk about Black fathers. And I know that the whole myth is that Black fathers are non-existent. What are your views on that, Pastor? You think they're non-existent?
Well, for sure. Come the 26th, be 61 years, so I'm existent.
You are existent.
Yeah, my wife is she's still here. I ain't run her off, so she's still here. So we're existent.
Well, I think that it's just what people tend to highlight because I would say that I know a lot of fathers that are in the home, that are present, that doing the right thing. So I don't know where that myth comes from, and I'm not sure if it's been perpetrated as much like in the media and things like that, but I'm sure it is. I don't watch a lot of regular TV like that, so I don't know. But I think we perpetrate that sometimes as a people. Like that's an expectation that we have or something like that. It's hard to describe. But
Candace, I need to send you the link so Ramon can come on here. I like Frankie, this guy Frankie that just said something to Cedric about ask Cedric how was his Father's Day. Frankie has custody of his son. Like, Chip had custody of his kids. Remember that? Like, right. I know some good dad, Jerry. Like there are good fathers out there. I know Candace, Renako, yes, Rod. I mean, like even Kareem before he passed, he has a disabled daughter. He took care of her like she was always in pristine, shaved dress. Took care. I mean, just like
Chris that worked with me.
I don't know all them, baby.
Yeah, you know Chris. His son named Christopher. We talked about how Chris was
Oh,
always dad.
yes.
Because his dad named Christopher. Chris is CJ, Christopher Jr.
And Candace, her and her husband Ramon, they do marriage ministry in
Texas.
But just to watch people, I enjoy watching people's videos and their interaction with their kids and pictures. Because you would think that they are not there, but it's a lot of black men. I mean, now nobody got it right. There's no perfect mothers, no perfect fathers, but they are there.
Yeah. Well, being present is a start. So
it's a start.
Absolutely.
CJ Harden.
So Phyllis was your first child.
Yes, ma'am.
What was your feeling of getting ready to be, if you can remember, what emotions did you go through when you found you were getting ready to be a father? Something new, and there's not a manual for it.
Well, for sure, I didn't go to Vietnam. that was for sure. While I was in college, and we, first of all, if you were married, you got exempt, and then it came later on that you had to have a child on the way. So I got my little notice from.
So Phyllis saved you from the war.
Phyllis saved me from the war.
Listen, I didn't know what you was about with Vietnam. I was like, Vietnam.
Yeah.
But Phyllis saved you.
Yes.
Big head Phyllis. Phyllis said being present is huge. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So what did you feel that? Like, were you nervous?
Any anxiety?
Well, not really, but more so. What happened with Phyllis was phenomenal. There was a young lady that was a nurse that lived in Apopka, and she was in the hospital with Phyllis. Phyllis had some kind of situation where she was not going to make it because she was sick. She was sick, and the doctor prescribed something for Phyllis, and the nurse looked at it and says, if that's all she's going to get, she's not going to make it. So she doubled the amount.
The nurse did.
The nurse did, and that's what brought Phyllis out. So we just give God praise for God intervening.
Listen, so why you got to come on Black Love for me to learn about my own sister?
Well, because I guess you just heard about it. But no,
I'm learning something about my sister.
Right, your own sister.
See,
that's actually what happened. I mean, it's not something that you want to broadcast all the time, but even though she may have been wrong in what she did, the fact is she was right.
God stepped in. He intervened.
It was God that stepped in. So I just appreciate God for that young lady.
Wow. Listen. Wow. I'm 46 and I just learned something new from my dad and my family. Jesus. Phyllis ain't told me nothing. So, Mr. Thomas, you had your first child at what age?
17.
So you was hunting in school. You was being managed.
One time.
One time.
Yeah, that one hitter quitter got me. I learned my lesson.
Brooke say, I knew that. How'd you? Brooke, I don't know. Nobody told me nothing.
One time got me.
Okay, so.
Because I was 17 when I graduated from high school.
Oh.
I was graduated. Most people 18. I graduated a year early.
Oh.
So when I got ready to graduate is when he was born. That January, I graduated that May.
So how did you feel when you found you was having a baby, first of all?
Oh, man, I was freaking out, overwhelmed, everything. I don't know what to do.
I mean, does your life, like your dreams go like through your head or something like that? Or you just be like, I don't know what to do?
Well, I think I did because I was like, I'm trying to get myself on track. How am I going to take care of this little person? And you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of, I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I was all over the place.
Hey, Lena. You see my daddy from APK. You missed your shout out earlier.
Right. Did I tell you the story?
Yeah, what's your mama name? My daddy know your mama. What's your mama name? Jesus, Dad, you know if you see her too. I can't think of her name either. She'll tell me. She only harassing me from a popcorn.
Who?
Lena, yeah, her mama. My daddy know her. You said what story, baby?
From Miss Mary smacked me in the hospital after Cedric was born.
Who smacked you?
Miss Mary.
Who is Miss Mary, honey?
Miss Mary was Cedric's his mother's grandmother. So she was like, "You had a beautiful baby." My grandbaby pregnant.
Wait, so she slapped you for getting her pregnant like she wasn't part of it.
Right. She was not happy with me being married. They gave me all that. She played the piano in the church in the organ.
And she slapped you.
Gave me all them keys.
Ooh.
I couldn't do nothing but laugh.
But listen, now if that happened nowadays, these kids might slap the grandma back.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like there is no respect to me for elders or whatever. Yeah. Her name is Virginia Cannon Williams. You know what it is, Eddie?
Virginia who?
Cannon. She said Cannon Williams. You know her. She done been to church a bunch of times.
Yeah.
That was her mama. Oh, Cent wrote it first, child. Look, I knew I seen Cent Thomas on there. So he was married. Well, no, but mama was pregnant before you was married, right?
Here's
you was managed too. Both of y'all was managed. Don't just because you married it don't mean nothing.
No, that's right. We were
y'all was what? Pastor Pillow, y'all was what?
Here's the story. We kind of asked if we can get married before the baby came, and we were told no, y'all you're too young, and so we kind of got together and said if you're pregnant, we can get married. So
Lord, y'all done planned the pregnancy, Jesus.
Hey, we got that love child.
Listen, that is
make it happen, huh?
Love child came on board.
Hey, she said Minnie Lois from Plymouth is her grandma.
Minnie Lois? Yeah,
yes, Lois. Listen, look, it's funny how you say I said Minnie Lois. She like Minnie Lois. That's how y'all.
That's how you say it in this, Minnie Lois.
Listen, Minnie Lois. Y'all have a bunch of names like that. I'll be like, I'll say something. You'll be like such and such. I'll be like, that's not one name.
Hey, we gotta say it like we remember it.
Right.
Yeah.
Phyllis talking about shots fired. Sid talking about sampling before purchasing the package. Sid, but they not only sampled. Cedric sample got y'all mom and them playing the sampling so that they can have the wedding. I'm just trying to say there was a means to end.
Listen, I didn't plan no sample. Satan was busy.
Satan was busy, or Cedric was busy?
I got temper. I was weak in my flesh.
Listen, Delana said that's how you say it, Pastor. I know.
Yeah.
Brooks, my plot twist. So we are actually not all that different in how we began here. Why?
No.
She talking about on the purpose, and look what they got. They did get a beautiful daughter.
Right.
Say the best for last, but they got a beautiful daughter. So you went off to college. Well, actually, first.
I did that summer. I left August.
So he was born in January, and you left in August.
He was 8 months old.
So how you do that?
To me, I didn't do that. I had to go. I had a scholarship. I had to go to school. I had to be there, and I had to be there on my birthday, August 19th. Never forget.
So how you saw him?
When I came home, well, actually, my first year I didn't come home until the summer because winter break and spring break is in the middle of the basketball season. So we always played the tournaments that were away. Like my freshman year, I think we went to Virginia somewhere. My sophomore year when I got hurt, we were in Knoxville at University of Tennessee, volunteers. That's when I hurt my ankle in the Christmas tournament.
So do you feel like you miss?
I did. I do, actually. And the funny part is I felt guilty about it, but I knew that's something that I had to do to make sure that he would be taken care of in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so my mom and my sister, they helped out financially and, keeping him and stuff like that until, I got out of school.
Look, same time a week in the flush, Cedric Thomas.
Pretty much.
So,
but then I played overseas too for 2 years.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna go back to you. So you done missed the whole portion of
about 6 years
of his life, of the beginning part. Yeah. Now that makes sense. Because when I got pregnant with Amari, he was saying he had a chance to
see the whole process
and be there. Like he should say stuff, but I didn't understand. I'm thinking like you already got a child,
right?
But
this is the thing too. When she got pregnant, she didn't tell me until later on. So I didn't even know until toward the end. And I didn't see her because we weren't like dating or anything like that. So I wasn't really there for her either, like while she was pregnant. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of rough that way. But you know.
So Daddy, when y'all got pregnant, you went away to school too, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I was in school, but I was right in Daytona. So when it came time for her to deliver, I was just an hour away, and I got a chance to come home and
So how you got home? You had a car?
No, it was a Greyhound bus.
Greyhound bus.
Oh, Greyhound.
A Greyhound.
Ooh.
Leave the driver into that Greyhound.
Yeah, I was in Tennessee, so I was about 10 hours away.
Since sacrificial lamb. So we got similar things going on here, though. I mean, you were closer, but then you missed about 6 years of.
Well, I mean, I saw him during those times, but it wasn't a lot of time because it was like summers, and if I came home during Christmas, I think I only came home once for Christmas break. So it was just the 2 or 3 months I was home for the summer, and I still had to work out. I still had to play to make sure that I kept up on my game because that's how I paid for my schooling was basketball. So I couldn't be getting fat and loafing and all that. So
you had to get married, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah. Like, hey, listen, you don't work out like I did and played overseas and beat your body up. You need a break.
So, how much longer did you have in school when y'all had Phyllis?
No, I mean, she was born in January, and I went to school in August of the previous year. We had to set in August to start our preliminaries, and so Phyllis was born in January 7th, and I did some dastardly thing when she got ready to go to school. This is fast forwarding. You had to be born at that time in September.
Yeah, I think it's like that now.
Yeah.
And so, you had to be born by January 1st. She was January 7th. I took a razor blade and I scraped the top of that 7 off, made it a 1. Yeah.
So you today,
Pastor Filmo.
Yeah, I did.
Lord. Oh my God, that's so funny.
But look at what God did. I mean, she
Daddy,
wasn't behind anything. I'm telling you.
that's so funny. But it's funny to hear the normal side of parenting. Like you just see him now.
Yeah.
Pastor, grandfather, father, but then to hear the normal side of stuff what people go through. Same time so y'all was just hunting at Cedric Thomas. Phyllis said, "Yes, you did. That's why I'm the youngest in my class." And Brooke, she laughed, Lord Jesus. So, but I'm saying, so you had just started college when she was born.
Yeah. Yes. She was in January.
He started.
But
that was your first year.
First semester.
That's my first year. Yeah, straight out of high school.
Wow.
Ooh.
And I had to report in August. So at that time we graduated. We graduated in June.
We
graduated in June, and I had to report in August. So I had that little time.
So how did you support your family in college?
I would come home during the summer and work in the nursery.
Oh.
And I got where I cut hair, try to do a little something to make a little money.
Some everything.
Listen, well, I tell you.
It was 50 cents a head.
How much?
50 cents a head. It cost. That's all I said. 50 cents a head. But I
said he cut hair too.
I could do a head in 20 minutes. From the time you get in the chair to the time you got up, 20 minutes. From start to finish.
Oh, so you had a real serious hustle.
Oh, I was going, yeah. But I'm just saying, you did what you had to do.
Yes, sir.
You know,
So
you didn't have no money.
about fatherhood, that's part of fatherhood. You don't like. There's always a curveball thrown at some point in your life, and so being able to, what they say, adapt, a base, abound.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is what I was doing. This don't go here, go left. All these different things. Man, that's
you know, I cut hair too, but you know, when I went to school, they used to give us that stipend. So I was sending a lot of that too. We would get like 150 a week.
We didn't get no stipend.
we didn't get no stipend.
Yeah, we get
no, we didn't.
Everybody buying Jordans and all that. I bought a few, but I couldn't do it like that. I had to send some money to the JIT.
Now you gotta understand that Cookman was an HBCU, and we didn't have the benefit of the stipend that he got at Tennessee.
Yeah, I went to a state school.
Listen, look, Lena said you can't even sit down for 50 cent nowadays. You're right. Look, they're gonna charge you 50 cents just to walk in the door. Man. So fast forward, we got that one. So you can't wait till Cedric came out when you was 6. You said around 6. Did you automatically just bond with him, or did like when did you think your relationship kind of flourished for real?
I don't know. I think it was when he was older. I think probably like 14, somewhere in there. Like our relationship was okay, but I think the older he gets, the better our relationship is, in my opinion. But you have to ask him. But
well, it's true. I know me and him had conversations because you have a parent involved, and there's a teen mother. He gone. I don't care if somebody else giving you money. You feel like you by yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. I was young, but she was younger than me.
Oh,
I was 17. I think she was 16.
Ooh,
at the time, because I was a senior.
No wonder Miss Mary slapped you.
She was a sophomore.
See, I was 18. Your mom was 17.
Yeah,
when we married.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know we talk about like you.
15. Because that was 2 years. I'm 2 years older than her.
Well, you and Mama got married, and y'all still married, but them being teen parents, then not together.
Right.
There were different, like he had to, like now him and Cedric have a pretty good relationship, but that was, that this is more of the average story. Now somebody have a child, and then they don't have, not that they go away from college, but they have a issue with the mother. They moved on. Now we got a lot of deadbeat dads out there, but it's not just black deadbeat dads. Deadbeat dads come in every shape, size, and color.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like the fact that they always be like, oh, black dads. I was like, it's funny because the people I know, they kids, their children's fathers in their life, whether they're married to them or they're in their lives.
Yeah.
But if you look at the narrative they're giving us, black dads are not there. And I know my dad was amazing when I was in school. Like I told him, one of the cards I found was like, it was times I feel like I couldn't, I didn't feel like I was worth anything. People had something to say about what I did. And he was just, my dad don't talk loud, but he was just always just, who God say you, blah, blah, blah. The college of Angela. Like, he just was, always. And because in another time I would be like, I don't need that, but it was common because when the noise get loud out here, if you got a relationship with your parent, your dad, that's a big part of it. And so I know that as a grandfather, this is what Chanel just said about him. Like, Daddy didn't miss nothing. Like none of their games. He, active. And I know, is there a difference between fatherhood and grandfatherhood, Daddy?
No, live. No, live. I mean, you catch them while you caught both of them while they're young. Yeah. But it seems that the older you get, the more you get to put into them. Right. And you got enough you figure that you could help help shape them, I guess, because you think you know more. You're past your prime and some of the things that you could do, but you could input some things into their lives that hopefully can help them.
Well, you get older, and you know a thing or two. You young, you think you know something, you don't know nothing.
There it is. There it is.
Same.
Look, it's a trial and error. I don't know how they don't get a manual with it, but if they
I know,
did,
right?
but if they gave you a manual, like you had 4 of us,
It'd be different each one.
is any one of us alike?
No. And that's the good part. None of you are alike, and each person got their own little thing that they do well. The thing I remember about Phyllis, I had a little basketball court in the backyard. I had a pink. My wife had a pink rug, a pink carpet, and she'd go out there and shoot the ball, and she was good. She was good shooter. And, but the thing is, she would come in the house with that dirt on her tennis shoes, and your mama would just go haywire.
Yeah.
Right.
But I remember Mickey Brown used to come in and play because Pat Sam was to the house in the back of us, and Mickey said, "I know you can make the ball, but you can pass it sometime." He
boys don't want to get beat by no girl.
No, he wanted to shoot off a pass down. That pass down know that he could shoot too.
That's funny.
But it was we did a lot of things that was good in the neighborhood, and we actively participated in the hopscotch and the Foursquare and
it would be the block too, though. It would be other people, like other kids from the block. Like you don't have that sense of community like that anymore.
We all played together in our neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, people being for like you draw hopscotch if you want to. Everybody come and try to play, just get in line. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Boy.
Hide and seek with 30 kids running around the neighborhood.
You're gonna get somebody.
Yeah. But it was good for us, even and I guess this is a part of our childhood also, because mother would go off to work and she did domestic work, and because we were left to ourselves, and we would play what we call Stingray with a little rubber ball. You'd hit it, and if they catch you between the base, they can hit you as hard as they want to, and you ain't gonna fight. Sometimes they want to hit you so hard they miss you. But the fact is, if they hit you, you did that, but you kept on doing it. But it was just good. It was just good. We had a season for everything, for baseball, for basketball, and we did it all out front. We had a little goal there with a little rim. What was it? Bicycle rim. We tacked that up against it, and we shoot in that. But that's what we did. We would play at 100 degrees outside, and we would play barefooted.
Now let me ask you this,
long.
y'all. All the stuff we're talking about, because we had a bunch of comments. Phyllis said, "No, we don't play like that anymore." Yashika said, "We all play." Tanja said, "Not anymore." We talking about community. Michael Combs said, "Exactly." So my thing is, do you think the absence of the fathers is what's causing, like how you say how they used to sting, like they throw the ball in their play? You know, you get hit, you be bad, but you keep on playing the game. Now they want to fight, shoot, kill. You know, like it's like the levels is so elevated now. Like, do you think that's from the lack of father, or do you think that's from lack of family, lack of God? What do you think is contributing to that?
Well, I think it has to do with what the scriptures say. In the last day, men shall get worse and worse, and that's what's happening. It's not so much lack of father or lack of anything. It's the fact that we're getting later in time, and things are happening that the Bible say would happen. You don't plan for it. You don't try to make it happen, but it just happens.
Right.
I think two things. One is because of the internet and these phones, kids have access to so much more information and stuff that they're desensitized to, because there's so much violence. All the games, the shooting, killing. So they have a different attitude toward it. And I think they also, because of the video game stuff, they don't go outside as much. So they don't have that interaction with other kids, because when we were growing up, it was a lot of kids that live in the neighborhood didn't have fathers, but they still played like we did.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what happened is the other kids taught you how to act in certain situations. And like if you were crying about something, they would laugh at you like, look at you crying about that, didn't hurt. Like they help you become tougher and navigate situations.
Yeah.
But if you stuck in the room all day and talking to somebody through the text or typing on the computer, you don't have that. You don't know how to handle yourself in those situations. So if you get embarrassed, you think it's the end of the world, you want to fight, or you want to kill somebody or whatever, right? Because you can't handle that because you haven't been taught that. See,
that's what that psychiatrist said, that the being on phones, they lose those lessons, those what do you call them when they learn how
to navigate social situations.
Right. Dana said lack of parenting from both. Right. Yashika says we didn't have these things.
Correct.
And then she said you're right. Said
listen, when summertime came, you didn't have no option.
Right. You had to go.
Get out that door. She wasn't gonna let you sit up in that house all day long. It ain't no way.
Listen, these kids gotta have bottled water. We drunk out the water hose. You let it run for a second. You had all the water you wanted, and everybody come line up. Whoever turned the water hose on, you get the hot water out first. Look, the dirt, and then you just go at it.
You can't even go in and out the house. You gonna be like, stop! This ain't no gas station. In and out my house.
I ain't trying to air condition the whole neighborhood.
Right. Well, no, that we ain't have no air conditioner, so that one. My mama never said that.
Hey, we did get one at the oscillating fan. Oh, that was the best thing yet.
Listen, the only thing we had was the box fan in the window.
Yeah,
oscillating fan. You put that box fan in that window, over that window.
Yashika said water hose. She said yes, exactly. Angie, that hot water came out first. I don't know what
it'd be fire hot, but drink that.
But now they be like, you want me to drink tap water?
Boy, look, we used to go around the house, use the bathroom, everything. You go in the house.
See, now girls couldn't do that.
Well, I'm saying it was mostly boys over there. We had like 2 girls in our neighborhood.
Oh, I was like, girls couldn't do that. I got to go.
Boys.
Now, see, I was the last of the Mohicans, so I didn't get as much of that. As like I knew my friends, they couldn't go nowhere, but they could come to my house.
Get out that door.
Yeah, child, mama ain't care. They say the AC. Look, you see the AC, the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, we ain't had none of that. That wasn't no.
So we got people saying it's lack of both. Daddy saying these end of days is what's causing a lot of this stuff.
I think so that too.
I don't know. I think some of it too is I think it's building worse. Like just to talk about the bonnet thing. I don't know if you saw Monique was talking to girls about the bonnet being in the store, but they in their pajamas and their bonnet.
No.
She was telling them, about, lady, when do we stop caring about ourselves? We go outside now with bonnets and in the grocery store with your pajamas. It was like, basically it was so nice and calm. It was encouraging. And a bunch of these girls, you don't tell me how I do. I ain't dressed for the white man and all this kind of stuff. And she was like, no, she came back and said, no, this is for you. We used to care about us. We were talking about how teachers wore slacks and hard bottoms and stockings.
No, we had to. I was a teacher for a year, and we had to dress the part. You had to have a shirt and tie on.
Wow,
that's how you had to have it. I mean, no slacks, none of that stuff. Shirt and tie. Now the coach could do it because he had to be in the gym, so he could wear the short. But other than that,
right,
you dressed apart.
Yeah.
Look, we was at one of the kids' school one time. We didn't know the teacher. She was a young girl. She
had on ripped up jeans.
And one girl had a little booty out. We was like, what kind of teacher? We know that. Now this is why the child don't want to miss school right here. We had Daddy Elijah said, appreciate you, Pastor, because you and your son Chip always interacted with the kids in our community. And funny thing is, I've had somebody wrote a post the other day about how his mama wasn't at any of the stuff at Edgewater, but he was like, Vicky Brooks, which is Michael Brooks, one of my classmates, mama, and Miss Fillmore was always there, and they made us feel like that was our mother, because Mama was just in it, like talking to everybody, and Vicky Brooks was too, and that was just a sense of the community that we had. Like you didn't have to know why your mama wasn't there and why whatever. It was just like what you need, baby, I'm here. It was just
I think that's the problem, like you said, about the bonnets and stuff, because you don't have Big Mama anymore. And so that's who taught you what to do. Like my granddad taught me to wear undershirts and to keep my shoes clean, clean my nails, and like keep myself groomed. Like he taught me those things. So if you got a grandma that's 38 years old, that's how these kids getting like they are, because the people getting young, grandma trying to get to the club, do her thing. She ain't trying to keep kids and none of that to impart any wisdom in them.
Well, but okay, so like we've been trying to talk, we've been teaching our kids, our boys, Cedric have undershirts since ever. And then like now I understand undershirts, but then like how the shirts be always smelling stuff. Like he said, this is why, this is part of the reason why. But you know, now they know it all. They don't want to learn. Like we knew stuff, but we still would take heed to what you said. We got it back there. Now it's like, we know it. You know, my friend told me that his cousin, Uncle Daddy used to, he was like, for real? Right. But I really wish we could get that sense of community back. You know, so many people mad about that bonnet thing. But what one young lady said was that we always doing these conferences, sister, fix your crown. I am my sister's keeper. But when a sister tells you something in love or correction, then you mad and going off because I can do what I want to do. Right. Yes, as an adult, you can do what you want to do, but there are consequences. There are missed opportunities. You know, like as a man, y'all can just go and say, I ain't take care of no child. Right. I ain't take care of no wife. I'm leaving and coming home. But that's not what real men do. You get what I'm saying? Everything you can do, you shouldn't do.
Awful is not expedient.
Right. You see him trying like he know a scripture there in scripture. But you know, just I mean, I appreciate the fact that the stories I hear about even before the things like I was alive, but I couldn't remember. But just people like Mr. Fillmore used to do this, Mr. Fillmore used to do that. Like, and even I forgot about some of the stuff Mama used to do when she was at, because you know, Mama was at all the stuff I did when I was in school and field trip, she was there, and everybody know you ain't have Miss Fillmore go take care of, she gonna have extra whatever. Like she just, that's who she was. And so, but that was just, you take that stuff for granted. Right. Until you hear people now as an adult tell the stories about how their mother wasn't there. But somebody just wrote that on Facebook and said about Mama and Miss Brooks the other day. And then, like I said, Elijah talking about you, Daddy, you know. And I remember just a bunch of guys when they said, how your daddy doing? Man, I love your dad. I love that guy, man. He always been 100, blah, 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 blah. You know, like that is what they say. And, you know, instead of be like, man, I love your big head daddy, man. You know, his daddy wasn't involved.
Yeah.
And so we've been together for almost 22 years. So you have been daddy figure and pastor to him as well. And just some of the stuff he'll laugh and tell him about times y'all been together. And I'd be like, well, I wasn't there. He was like, because he liked me more. You know how he do that little stuff. But it didn't, I like the fact that it didn't stop. Like it's not, I can only love these people or just love my children or my immediate family. You know, my dad's not even a big gift person. You know, he wants you to love God. He wants you to be saved. And he wants you to live right. Like that really for him does it for him. Yeah. I remember the first time I preached my sermon, baby, if I could have took a picture of that, he was over there on the side, he had that smile. I mean, if I could have took a picture of that, it's etched in my mind. Like I could literally see it. But the encouragement and the push that he gave us, but I found it wasn't just us. It was other people. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what we don't have anymore. Yashika said, go ahead, Daddy.
I think what I'm looking at is what we portray right now is what we saw. My mother or any other mother in our community.
Yes.
If I brought 2 people home, 3 people home,
gonna feed them all.
Sit down at the table. And how she did it, I don't know
how they stretch that food like that.
You would sit down and you would have more than enough to eat. And I remember a time that we look at the mother. I won't say it like we say, and she gonna eat, and she gonna eat something. She said, I give a little mouthful after a while. What she was saying, I want to make sure all of you kids eat. I mean, that kind of heart is passed on. And this is what my idea is. Let's pass that on to our children.
Yeah.
Let them pass on to their children. Because this is what's going to keep the community.
Yeah.
to keep folks from doing like they did up in wherever it was. The Father's Day thing, they end up shooting people and killing folks.
Where that happened at?
What's that?
That was
It happened this weekend?
yeah. Portia, was it Portia? Yeah, I think it was Portia, and Bianca was up there. They have a weekend Father's Day thing.
Yeah, I know what they're talking about.
And they end up. She said, I saw a bunch of young people there, and I saw them packing. And she told Bianca, "Let's go." And when they got to their car, they heard a pop, 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 pop. And I think Bianca said
Again,
she saw
God putting them provisions.
She saw 3 people. They had not on the news. They were saying one person was dead, but it was. She said, I saw 3 people dying. But I'm just saying, look how good God is.
But listen, that's them prayers from grandfather, from their mama, their auntie, because we all pray for them. We cover them. You know, because you're not going to always be there, just like y'all did for us. When we was in the club, you were praying. I remember one time, Daddy, I was at the club, and somebody started shooting them on the ground. And I don't know how I looked at a watch or a phone or something. But Mama called me the next morning, was like, God woke me up praying for you or something. I was like, she said about 3. I said, what time was it? She said 3. Whatever time was the same time. I was like, baby, he woke you up at the time the bullets was flying. You was 1 minute before. I was on the ground though. It wasn't look. I think Leroy might have pushed me to the ground first. I don't know which one, but get down, child.
But that's how good God is.
Yes, God.
You don't have to know the situation. But you have to know, like you just said, somebody's praying for you.
That's why you keep praying, though. Hold on, okay. I was gonna say, Yashika said, children aren't taught to respect adults at all. She's correct. She's a teacher. Right. Look, being them teachers in the classroom, I couldn't do it. Dana said, but the adults can't take constructive criticism, so they teach the kids they don't have to listen to random adults. That's true.
Yeah.
Everybody's super sensitive these days.
Many people in the community don't want to even deal with their own kids because of the disrespect. Other kids. No, they don't do their own. They don't do their own either. Tanja says misrepresentation of us is what the bonnet does for our beautiful Black queens. I mean, but the girls be so pretty, makeup done, outfit, and they got on the bonnet. Now, this is what I want to know. What the men, I see men with them. They don't usually be holding their hand now, but they be with them. Like, you ain't walking out of the house with me with no bonnet.
Not at all.
Certainly, like, you ain't going to me no like that way.
My stomach hurt. You
go ahead. Lena says, Yashika, they're like children of the corn. Yashika says, kids mimic what they see and are taught.
Amen.
Yes. Look, even when you don't tell them, they watch you.
Well, a lot of times it's more of what they see.
Look, my kids do some stuff, and I'd be like, I ain't tell you that but I was like, they got it honest, Lord Jesus. Yashika said, yes, that's it, Pastor Fillmore, and she's laughing. She's talking about the different. Oh, she said, oh, it was Wildwood where they had that shooting.
Oh yeah, that's like a car show or something.
They have it. It's like a fun thing every year. Yeah. But this is, I mean, but like that's the thing. Like we could have on our street, Coleman Place, it could be wall to wall children. When nobody finna be cussing, they ain't finna be talking disrespectful because they don't want Mr. Fillmore to know they cuss.
They ain't be fighting none of that.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't want Mr. Fillmore to know they did whatever. Right. Even if they did it at somewhere else, they didn't want Mr. Fillmore to know. You didn't want another adult to think of you in that light.
That's because they respected him. That's why. They don't respect people. That's why they do the silliness they do and don't care. No respect. If you respect an adult, you're not going to show your behind in front of them. You're not.
Well, that's true. Because, you know, we got kids that be like Mrs. Said and Miss Andrews and the other. But, that you know, I just wish, and I know we can't go back to that. Because now you got so much perversion and stuff. Like, you know, the doggone neighbors, you put them on the pedophile list, the whole neighborhood be lit up like a Christmas tree. You were like, is everybody messing with kids?
Right.
You know, like the pedophile, you know how you go put those sexual predator things in, they have a website and apps and stuff. You can see the predator, people that have been charged with sexual crimes and stuff. They're working at the school. Parents come up there. We have to run their ID through when they come in for a program. Sexual predator. And then they were saying that they're allowed to come to their children's event. I'm like, so my child could be sitting next to your child, your daddy, and we don't like. There's no sign to say he's a sexual predator on his badge, so you don't even know to be watching your child like
they have
that.
it at the daycare though.
What?
The daycare that I work at for Mr. What's his name? They have the pictures up and their names, address, everything. So the teachers see them hanging around. They know what they look like. They know.
No, but I'm saying if you was a sexual predator, you came in.
Well, I know. I'm saying the schools they don't. The daycares they have the pictures and everything, so they know.
Maybe I'm sure they ain't all of them, but that's
the ones that live. I think is in a certain radius of the school of the daycare.
But I just think that it's crazy that we. I mean, I know this these end times, but just the respect. Like Daddy talk about in his sermons all the time how somebody be drunk and walking past the church.
Straighten up.
And try to walk straight. Drunk as I don't know what. And they walk straight just because I respect the house of God. They don't respect the house of God no more. We done had people fighting in the church park. I don't even go to our church at a funeral.
No, but they had they're stealing people, like tricking people. Remember with the what was that? They were selling some phones and robbing people.
Yeah, using the church address because they know people use it respect the church. So like,
that's crazy.
I don't know. I always thought that if I did something like that God is gonna strike me down. Like I don't know. The reverence I have for God.
That's because we went to church and we were taught that even when our parents didn't go, they sent us.
Amen.
Vacation Bible school. We went to school. We went to church. Like at many times, my mama threw me on the church bus. Go on now. Go to church. And you be at church all day long.
All day long.
They give you a little punch and cookies. All right, go on and back in the service now. Sunday school over.
He talking about getting pinched in church. About his bitch in church.
Man,
he talking about them ushers.
You be there talking, eating candy. Oh Lord. Okay, I got.
Then you done got pinched by an usher before?
What?
No. But I've seen it happen. But
they can say BTU.
Boy, you'd be right there. Baptist train.
There's a look that they would give you.
Tighten up.
Beat you across the head because that look will tell you, boy, when you get home now. When you get home now, I'm gonna make sure I get you for this.
But listen, it wasn't their mama though.
It have to be.
See, that's the thing that you used to could discipline somebody else, child, like as a community. Like
it was that usher board number 3 with all the grandmas on it. With them white gloves, but they'll paint you. They'll stick their hand out, spit that candy out, and spit it right in that glove.
That's hilarious.
Paint you right up. Yes, sir. You better believe it.
They sure would.
What? Every time. We had a little store right next to the church, too. We stayed with candy.
Then remember, it's a store across the street from New Hope.
Yeah.
I used to go to look, I don't even know. We whenever we went to their church, went to New Hope for something, I used to go there and give it a bag. Look, what them little things that I can't think. It's like 5 cents. No, it's 5 cents, like a hard candy. They had some gooey in the middle.
Oh, you talking about the caramels?
No, it's a hard candy, like a cinnamon, like it's like a butterscotch, but it's not there.
Disc.
Lena said my grandma used to hit us with her high heels right in the deaconess corner. Listen, because it was like you ain't gonna be in here embarrassing me. Listen. See, they took it as a reflection on them because you had a sense of pride about my family. Not that they were perfect, but you knew how to act in certain settings. You know how to, be quiet. Child, not no more.
They slapped people, Bibles, everything. Or that hymnal. You don't want that hymnal.
Oh, you got hit with a hymnal?
What?
Oh,
yeah. They're talking and they sneak up on you. Them old ladies walk quiet. Wow. Get right.
Tony just said Chico stick. I did get Chico sticks too, but I can't think. I'm going to find that candy. It was red, but it had
Fireball?
Not Fireball. They had a clear wrapper. Not there. The Fireball. It took you an hour. Mama used to go to the store and buy 5 bags, $5 worth of Fireballs. And boy, our mouth used to be red and on fire. I used to be like, listen, because I wanted to part after
the spicy.
Listen, this is gonna sound real nasty, but this is old school. I let my mama suck all the stuff off and give me.
Yeah. That's so nasty. You want this out of that back, do you?
I was like, Mom, give it to me. She's like,
She done did all the work and you want the prize.
Hey, that's what I did.
Yeah, but you drink out of the same soda bottle too.
But listen, they
We
ain't
doing
nobody
that.
ain't nobody drink out no soda no more.
Listen, we
Ain't
did
drink out your
waterfall.
cup, nothing.
Waterfall.
Listen, I ain't learned waterfall till I got with you.
Oh yeah, we ain't do nothing. No waterfall. We ain't drink. No.
Daddy, I ain't learned waterfall till I got with Cedric.
Waterfall. No drinking after this. Ain't none of that.
Oh boy.
Waterfall, baby.
So, Daddy, what do you know now as a father that what just tell something that you've learned as a father that you can give to another father right now? I mean, you are
Well, one thing that stands out is pay more attention to your kids as far as believing them. And I guess I got this from Tanya, because there was a teacher that, even though she respected me, or he respected me, but he also knew what I stood for, and he took advantage of that, and he told a falsehood on Tanya that she didn't do. I should have taken more time to
find out
what she had to say, rather than just believing me. Because that the other thing that was kind of messed up, grown folk believe grown folk, and what you find out is that's not always true.
Grown folks lie too.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I have to appreciate my wife for that, because she was gonna figure out that thing. Because we had a lot of teachers that would go to the left and be lying out their teeth on the churn, like a lot. And I was surprised, because my mom is an educator, so everybody that she was around, I was around with teachers, principals, and as much lying they were doing, I couldn't believe it. Now, I mean a lot.
So what you mean by what I did?
You always got to the heart of the matter, because you like, no, Shanice do this or Chanel do that, but they ain't do that. We need to figure it out. And we catch them teachers in a lie because they be telling some inconsistencies or something, and we talk to the kids. We'll figure it out. Oh, yeah. You know me, I just be ready to hammer it. I'm the hammer.
But listen, that came back from church folks. They would just say anything, right. And it was like, you respect adults, so you can't say anything. But you was like, that is not the truth. That is not what happened. You know what I'm saying? But they just know how to.
You couldn't.
I was a pastor's daughter, so the pastor's daughter, she shouldn't do this, and she was this, and I was to this, I was to that. Okay, but your daughter, you the mailman daughter, and you do this and you do that. So what's the difference? Like,
but I always wonder why. Because I mean, I never really paid attention to it till since we've been married, but it seems that certain adults have a problem with a kid for some reason, and don't even make sense. Like, why are you upset with this kid and treating this kid a certain kind of way? Like, I never understood that, and we've ran into that several times.
Well, I know we ran into that with Shanice, because she was gonna tell you how she felt, and she wasn't disrespectful to you, but you ain't gonna talk to her crazy. And they just wanted, they just say whatever. They were like, oh well, she did X, Y, Z. And then I remember the time that they called me at school and said, Shanice, the man said she broke her computer and it's $50. And then Shanice, I said, let's speak to her. I said, where was the computer? He said, we tell them to put it somewhere. Some story told me. I said, well, where are they supposed to put it? He said, on the desk or on the floor, whatever. And she put it there. And then when she went to the bathroom, came back, it was broke. I said, let me speak to her. He said, Mom, I went to the bathroom. I put it where they told me. I came back, it was broke. And he told me I got to pay for a computer. Well, I forgot how he told me the story, but it was just like real, like, oh, well, whatever. I said, so you told her to do it. She goes to the bathroom. I said, she can't take it to the bathroom with her. So how is that her problem? I said, we will not be paying $50 for no computer. I bet you that. And if I need to come up there, I will leave and come there. I got to call back. Oh, we found out there was a defect with the computer. You're not going to be paying $50. I know you're not.
Oh, that's right.
No. But that happened to me when I was growing up. Especially if you're the spunky one. If you're the spunky one, then they felt like they can say you did or said whatever. And they be like, oh, yeah, she did it.
They lied on Sean. Sean didn't bother nobody.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about Sean was bullying somebody and all. Like, what?
Listen.
Are you serious?
Then, they called it Sean bullying somebody. I said, lady, do you know the definition of bullying? I went through the OCPS policy with her. At that time, I knew it because something had just happened with one of the other kids or something.
But
and
Sean
I said,
being bullied.
I said, it had to be the repeated, unwanted, touching words, all these things. I said, by the same person over and over again. I said, so even if he said something to her that's not bullying, yes, it is. You know, I went right to that dean and he said, I'm gonna have a talk. I said, you need to tell her don't call no stupid stuff to me. Because I already know. He said, I'm so sorry. I'm going, yeah, you better get her. But that's even like at Howard, when this one teacher, she called at one of the ministers' meeting talking about Sean cheated on a test and she's gonna fail him. Now he cheated off a boy. He got finished first. She said he got fast too quick. He got an A. The boy failed the test, but she said Sean cheated.
Off the boy that failed.
But listen, the other teachers that knew us said she was telling him, I guess she told him she was gonna call. They said, you don't know the Sutton's mama. Don't call Miss Thomas. Don't you call her with that mess. That ain't Sean, don't cheat, blah, blah, blah. They called anyway.
She got the business.
All of the business. And I went to their principal and he gave her the business. You don't call him out with that mess. How the world he cheated? He got, because he did too fast, but he got an A. Ain't nobody else got no A.
Right.
That look, that don't even make sense.
I guess he got one answer from everybody in the class.
So Phyllis said, know your children because they are people. She said, I saw over and over again. Yeah, I just didn't know adults lie like that.
Oh man, it was. I felt sad. Like and we send our kids to these people for the majority of their young lives, and in their care, you gotta watch, man, for these people.
But not working at a school, I see how manipulative the teachers are.
Oh yeah.
Like if they want to get you in trouble, they know you got a parent that's gonna do something. They want to get you in trouble. I just tell your parent you did something. I'll be like, who does that? Like I'm going, you know what I'm saying, like that. Like then the child has. They talking about they dealing with bullying from the kids, but it's the teachers.
Well, you know, the teachers now are a lot younger too than they were when we were coming along. So that's the thing. You got immature people, you know, teachers that's 21, 22, they act just like the children.
Yeah.
So what would you tell a father now? Said something that you've learned, because you said that you missed a part of.
Well,
hold on, I forgot. How was it to get with somebody that has 3 babies under a year and you are just getting ready to turn 24 years old? How would you, what would make you do that?
Crazy, I guess.
That's not the right answer.
On that ooh-wee. No, I don't know. I mean, it felt good because, you know, we were really good friends and we had a good relationship.
I'm saying we weren't even dating like at that point. Like I just, the whole, Phyllis said something to me one time about your age, but then when you were talking to the kids the other day about you watching them, and I was like, who does that at that age? Like,
I've always been more mature than my age. So
he's more mature than his age.
Yeah, more mature. But no, I would say the thing that I think that I've learned is to try to be more loving and understanding, I guess. Because I wasn't raised like that. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom didn't hug us and stuff like that. We were just kind of all about business. Like, this is what you need to do. Get your grades, do your chores, and, you know, don't mess up.
And see, that was a difference, Daddy. That's where Cedric and I ran into bumping heads because, you know, you did your business, but you were, you know, our family hugs and love, and we got together. They don't get together. They don't hug. So when you're trying to bring in
structure.
So, like, I would know, like, he would sit and talk to me about something when somebody did something wrong to the kid. Like, he was at the school with me when somebody did something. He was right there. And they already was afraid of him. There's a big black guy coming. So, you know, he was there, but he didn't express, you know, his love and stuff like I guess. But see, my daddy, I don't think you said I love you a lot either when I was growing up. I don't think you said it. You showed it, but I don't think you said I love you. Do you think you said it there?
Probably not enough. No.
Like I you know, like
I just try to be there for you. That's what.
No, I'm saying, like, I feel like I had the best dad in the world. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
yeah, I understand.
When people talking about their daddies that say I love you, I was like, I don't think my daddy said, but then that goes, it's not just about saying it, it's about showing it.
Well, but I think it's something that with age and wisdom comes like, okay, I did this, I should have maybe did this a little different or did a little more of this. Like it's no manual, so you just do the best that you can.
Cedric waiting now to start hugging the kids. I was like, wait a minute, is he hugging somebody?
I try to evolve and change. I wasn't that hugging make you feel funny.
They like made you funny, make me feel all funny.
That one time that when Chip helped me out to we got a refrigerator from a guy that worked for me at the Space Center, and he was giving away his refrigerator. So Chip had worked all night, and he came home. He's supposed to sleep, but he got on the truck with me, and we went down to Brevard County, got the refrigerator, brought it home, set it up. But he was not having slept. He was tired, so he dozed off that night at work, and they fired him for it. And in so doing it, you know, I felt kind of responsible. But again, show you how God's blessing worked. That's when Janet, the lady that worked for me at the Space Center, she always told me, when you get ready to get a computer, I'll set it up for you. And so she came over. We bought a computer, but she told the guys at work, she said, I'm gonna get Fred 12 meg, 12, and the other folks were saying, he gonna be able to use 12 meg. Now you gotta show how far back that is. Yeah. But he came over, and Chip was right there to always show you the smartness of the individual. You don't always see that,
right?
But Chip was there and said, why you do that? And she was okay by them asking questions. How can we do that? What'd you do that for? And before she was through with it, Chip knew, and he built a computer for himself and one for his kids, and he linked them together, and he talked back and forth. I'm just saying that was the beginning of where
his
Chip
new career.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying is we don't know what's in our children. Sometimes other folks come in and help, just like Janet did. What except for you?
What she said? Except for you, what, Tanja?
Talking about chocolate.
Look, she'll tell us.
Yeah, but the fact is, he overcame, and when it came time to, he helped that guy install the speaker systems.
That wasn't Ned. That wasn't Ned.
No. He worked for Ned also, but there was a guy that go to that church up there on 441.
Oh, Dino's
church.
Oh, he's talking about you, Tanja.
Yeah.
Look, Tanja Seven trying to hug Tanja. She run from him. Listen, and I laugh because he didn't really hug nobody, but he's always hugged Tanja. I said, look at him, Jesus. And she be running.
He stingy with the hugging. He stingy.
So he helped Ned. I mean,
yeah, and so he, for some reason, he just wanted to give up his equipment for installing systems. And he's gonna sell it off for $500. He had one piece of equipment that cost about $900, and he wanted to sell it off for $500. So I went to my little stash, gave it to him, and he bought it, and he had an ear for music. He could hear sounds being played, and he could separate what he's hearing. And not too many folks can do that. I think Dina was telling me that not too many people can do that. But he not only knew that, but he bought books by yay thick, and
yes, Lord,
he would read it
at the church. I remember.
Yeah, he would read it. I mean, and when it was all said and done, he could tell you everything that was there. It's just. But I'm saying that's what he put into it. That's how he learned the different programs. He learned it by reading it and putting it back and taking the test. Next one, read it, take the test. But I'm saying there are things in you guys that I was not totally aware of, but yet God had installed it in you. And I'm looking back and I'm giving God praise for all of that, because that's what God did. So yeah, I looked at Phyllis. when she's at Jones and she was typing and something she didn't want to do. And whoever she was talking to, the teacher said, "You're a Fillmore. No, you're gonna do this." And because they knew they knew our background, people that grew up with us, even though we were from different cities, they knew our background.
They knew the Fillmore name too.
Yeah.
And because of that, it helped us. Because if you're someplace else and you're acting up, Miss Fillmore, so did so.
Listen.
But again,
yes.
they helped us. They helped us raise you guys.
Well, you know, that happened to me with I tell Eddie Coates all the time. He the mayor of Eville, but I ended up being friends with his daughter who passed. But I was one time somewhere dancing. I forgot. It was like I don't know where I was. It was in Edenfield, the Denton Johnson Center. But I'm saying I don't know what they was having. But I'm up there just dance. And he said, "Now you know, Pastor Fillmore would not be pleased. This is not what he instilled in you." I was like this. I don't even know who he is. Look there, I know. I was like this.
I'm leaving.
I showed left.
I'm leaving. I don't want to be here no more.
Look, I showed left. I was like, "Yeah, messed it up, everybody." Look, but that's the thing. Like, people knew the Fillmore reputation. They knew, like, I didn't even know him, but he knew me. Yeah. And that's important too. People don't know you anymore. Like, you know, if people saw me and like I was out somewhere, they can look out for you, or they can, you know, be like, right. You know, I've had people that look out for me, and I didn't know they was looking out for me for. Like, I had people get pulled over, and they'll say, Fillmore, how you a Fillmore? And I say, you know, Pastor Fred, and they'll let me go. You know what I'm saying? That's honestly why I kept Fillmore Thomas, put Fillmore as my middle name, because it got me some get out of jail free cards. But I appreciate this conversation. It is much needed. Right. We didn't even get into the blended aspect, blended families aspect, but just Black fathers do exist. They are there. Yeah. I have a wonderful Black father. He is a wonderful grandfather. And, you know, I often be selfish. I was like, Lord, don't never let him die, Jesus. Don't never let him die.
That's right.
I know that's not how the world works, but I like just to have somebody to love you and push you like he does, and he did for me. And it's funny because you now do that. Right. And so I found myself like, I be fussing that said about us getting healthy, because I was like, I need y'all to be around, like, for real, because listen, I can't, my two men right here. And so, you know, but I do appreciate that, everything that you have, you know, just the life lessons that you taught, not even what you said, but what you did, how you treated people. Like, you just go out your way for people. And that, you know, sometimes you're like, why are you doing all that? But that's just what I got from you. Mm. But Mama was the same way though. She would help everybody. You know, I'm going to pick up such and she ain't got a dress, or she don't have no shoes. Or, you know, you'd be like, oh, Lord. But then I used to understand it then, but now I'm the same way. Instead of be like, Angie.
Listen, you were talking about that community thing, but I don't know if you remember, but we had everybody kids at our house while the trip was growing up. We had kids staying with us and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but you know, I don't take it for granted. I hear people say that Daddy was there, but that he wasn't there. I hear them, you know, have all these stories, but I couldn't ask for a better father. And so, you know, I appreciate you. Loving. I went rogue. I did. I went rogue.
Well, you heard our story, so you know we went rogue too before you did.
Well, listen,
the important part, you came back.
But that's the thing that encourages me, honestly, and that's what try to keep me on track when I get frustrated when things are going on with my children and my, you know, like I went rogue.
Yeah, they come back eventually.
And they come back. Like, I came back, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be trying to say, okay, well, I often sit back like, I wonder what my parents was thinking that time. Like, is she ever gonna come back? Is she ever, you know, like, I wonder. I try to process now what y'all must have been feeling based upon what I be feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's one statement that I don't know if Phyllis remembers that. Tanya was out there doing her thing, and Phyllis said she told Tanya, "You might as well come on in, because mom and daddy praying for you. You might as well come on in.
Listen.
And see, that blessed my heart because it says then that she was noticing the fact that we were praying, and we weren't trying to kick you out or anything like that. We were trying to encourage you to come on in. So that blessed my heart to hear that.
Right, that they pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that I was telling Cedric, like when things happen, you know, I'm used to you say, let me pray for you. Let's pray about it, whatever. And so when things happen, Cedric be like, okay, I know he processes stuff differently, but I be like, I'm gonna call my daddy. You ain't say I'm gonna pray for you. You know, it's just, but everybody's learning how everybody operates is different, you know.
Yeah.
But Dad, I really do love you. I appreciate you. I mean, I can't say it enough. You know, I know Chip is not here, but you did a wonderful job with your children. And, you know, we all went, well, I don't know how Rye Phyllis went. She might have walked across the street, jaywalked or something, but the rest, look, she jaywalked. She might have got a ticket. That was her going to ride, but
she took the tag off the pillow before she bought it.
but everybody else had their moment, but it was a good thing. I appreciate you being on the show tonight, Daddy, because you know, it ain't many fathers to pull from like this, though.
Oh, I appreciate it.
So we are going to.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, sir.
No
We're gonna stay right there for a minute, Dad. We're gonna close this out. Thank y'all for watching and joining, and we will talk to you later. Good night. See you next Monday. Stay right there, Daddy.